Hi, everybody. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here for a quarterfinal game in Group 2 girls soccer. It's Sterling versus Haddonfield. These two teams know each other very well, Kevin. We'll start with Sterling. Sterling, it all comes down to two players.
Yeah, Montgomery Dram, the leading scorer, is an outstanding player, outstanding playmaker, a Purdue commit. The offense basically goes through her. And Maddie Sims has over 700 career goals. The first time they played this Haddonfield team, she had 25 saves, so she's going to be a big key in this game also.
Haddonfield, the home team, is the third seed. Haddonfield's third seed for a reason.
Yeah, they're a very good team. Again, they tied Sterling, and they also beat them 1-0 on a goal by Phoebe Frieden. They're well balanced, good on the defensive end, solid on the offensive end. They've got a very young team, but definitely when you have a rivalry game like this and the playoffs are on the line, look out for this Haddonfield team.
The winner has a date at West Defford as they'll advance on, the winner of this game. It's Haddonfield versus Sterling. We'll have all the action coming up in a moment.
Verbal, written, or disability.
Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here as we get ready. All right, let's listen for tonight's starting lineups then.
Number 3, Caitlin Claiborne, outside back. Number 5, Molly Hofacker, outside back. Number 8, Montgomery Draham, forward center mid. Number 9, Shay Sheehan, forward center mid. Number 10, Molly Kay, center mid. Number 12, Lily Byron, center outside mid. Number 13, Nora Radish, outside mid. Number 22, Brooke Rhoda, center back. Number 28, Taylor Baker, center back. Head coached by Jimmy Kay, assistant coach Becky Forcellini and Miranda Eggleston. Athletic trainer Sean Plank. And now, the starting lineup for Haddonfield. Number 2, Sage Gleason, midfield. Number 3, Talia Farina, defender. Number 6, Phoebe Friedman, forward midfield. Number 7, Claire Nastasi, defender. Number 10, Lauren Anton, back midfield. Number 11, Avery Sinez, forward midfield. Number 14, Smythe Tucker, defender. Number 15, Brooke Schultz, defender 4, back forward. Number 25, Sydney Schultz, midfield forward. Number 26, Maddie Kauser, midfield. In goal, number 0, Olivia Budessa. Head coached by Christiana Ogunsami, assistant coach Trisha Singleton and Joe Antico, athletic trainer Jamie Glesniak. And today's
Jack Kosneski, Kevin Schulz, back with you here on our live broadcast. Glad you're with us here today. Sterling 9-7-2, Haddonfield 7-6-5 coming into that. And we will show you the national anthem, but because of copyright music, we're not able to listen, so let's just take in the sights for a second. I want to thank Gavin Hudsinger for doing camera today, helping us out here as we get set for number 3 Haddonfield, number 6 Sterling as they get ready for this matchup. Haddonfield finished second in the Liberty Division. Sterling finished 4th. Haddonfield this year, believe it or not, even though they finished second, 21 goals scored, 26 given up. Sterling has scored 38, and a lot of that, of course, from Montgomery Dram, and 25 given up. And Kevin, it's been nice to watch this Sterling girls team. A lot of young players around the 2 that we featured, and they're growing and getting better as each game goes on.
And that's important. They're getting used to the speed of the game. Obviously, as a young player, that's the big adjustment. Knowing when you have space, knowing when to give the ball up, knowing when to go ahead and maybe make some space for yourself. And that's something, again, that they've gotten better at. And they're going to be relied on because really everybody from Haddonfield is going to be keen on Montgomery Dram, and rightfully so.
As we start this game, temperature in the low 60s. That's right, the low 60s. I do not see or feel a breeze at all. The sun is to our right. If we have any breeze at all, it's a very slight breeze to our left. But Kevin, as I look at the field now, the goalie to our right, to our left, looking right, is going to be looking up into the sun.
Yeah, and that's interesting because if you're coming down this near sideline, that's something where even if you're far out, put one on the goal because anything can happen in that situation.
Sterling, the away team, will be in the white. They'll go left to right. Haddonfield, the home team, in the black uniforms, will go from our right to our left. Haddonfield's goaltender, Olivia Budessa, 14 games, 92 saves. Maddie Sims, 17 games. Now, they listed as 255 saves, but there's a lot of different criteria of actually saves, and more specifically, there's shots on the net that you protect. So that's why when you're looking at the 255, that's a nice number, but probably a little bit inflated.
Yeah, and Maddie has been a stellar goalie since her freshman year. Obviously a 4-year starter. And on the other end, though, Olivia Budessa has had a fine year, so it's going to make things difficult for Montgomery Dram and the forwards of Sterling.
The winner of this game Wednesday will travel to take on West Deptford in what would be a semifinal game. Haddonfield will get the ball first, again going from our right to our left. Maddie Kauser, the sophomore, will start the kickoff. Has 6 points on the year, all 3 by goals. And here we go. Haddonfield versus Sterling. Again, these two teams know each other very, very well. October 3rd, Haddonfield 1-0 on a goal by Sydney Schultz. Maddie Sims, 25 saves in that game, already has to come out and make a save.
Well, that's that real good decision-making by Maddie Sims. A lesser goalie would have sat back, but she knew she had to come out right there and break things up, and that's a real pick-me-upper here early on for this Sterling team.
Talking to Jimmy Kay before the game, he feels for his team he needs to get the first goal in this game. Nice play far side. That was Caitlin Claiborne. Taken away now right side. Here's Leonetti. Leonetti, pretty good speed, gets the edge, looks to center. Knocked down. Check that was actually Friedman, the leading goal scorer. Knocked down by Taylor Baker. Baker anchoring the defense. Dropping it back just outside the box. Knocked down in front. They look to clear. Goalie comes out and makes the save, and bodies go flying everywhere.
And the start of that play, you could see Leonetti on that far sideline really had a head of steam getting upfield, but what Sterling did was deny her getting that pass to the middle, and they did a good job really closing in on her as she got deep in the Sterling end.
Avery Sinnis was the young lady that kind of fell over. Real nice kick there. Gleason looks to send it up. Talking before the game to Montgomery Dram, she says the player who marks her for Haddonfield does an outstanding job. They've played against each other a number of years. Does a really nice job of making things tough on Montgomery. It appears that that's Laura Anton that's on her. She had nothing but nice things to say about Laura. If you're a Haddonfield fan checking in, Montgomery Dram is a scholarship athlete going to Purdue with her 48 points and 21 goals.
Yeah, Montgomery Dram is the real deal. There's no question about it. She's definitely somebody who can create her own opportunities, and from anywhere in the field, she can find that spot. She's just not generally kicking it to the net. She finds a spot and gets it there.
Give you a comparison. Friedman, a sophomore, is the leading goal scorer for Haddonfield. She has 6 goals. Montgomery Dram has 21. And that's even with not playing the full season. In fact, the second time these two teams met, Dram did not play a lot in that game. Nice pass to the right. Good defensive play by Taylor Baker to hold her ground. Nearly kicked out by Hofacker. Now it goes wide. Challenge that goes off Radish.
Well, we've seen two things from Sterling. Defending that rush upfield early on, not allowing the ball to come to the middle, and right there, cutting off that passing lane. And that's going to be a big part of what they're able to do on the defensive end.
Good luck getting that ball. That ball went over the fence, I believe, on the far side. Sterling will now throw it in. About 4 minutes into action, no score in this game. This is the quarterfinal South Jersey Group 2 girls matchup. Coker goes to her left. Schultz now. Schultz, nice move there. Schultz up the sideline, and she's going to run out of real estate. Something we haven't mentioned, Kevin, it rained pretty hard this morning, and watching the girls in pregame kick, the ball is scooting around a lot extra than it normally does.
Yeah, definitely, like you said, Tad, something to look at, especially in this first half. I mean, with this sun, things are definitely going to dry out.
Pressure being put on. That's Kauser. Kauser for Haddonfield looks to drop it back. Farina. Send it up.
And, Tad, I'm looking here early on. You can see Lauren Anton, as the ball goes out, is always within about 10 feet of Montgomery Dram, no matter where she is. So you can see that's a strategy of Haddonfield to try and negate the offensive ability of Montgomery Dram.
Our first corner kick of the game goes to Haddonfield. Avery Sinnis to bring it in. Nice high ball here. Straight back up. Inside the 6. Sterling trying to clear, send it out, trying to get it up here now for Dram. Good defensive play to get on her by Anton.
Yeah, good corner kick by Sinis, but Sterling did a good job of coverage in the box.
Look to send it up far side. Sterling does play on turf for the most part, so they're used to playing on turf. Again, it's just a little bit slick as we start this one. Time-wise, about 5 minutes into the first half, no score. Haddonfield to throw in front of their own bench. Coach Christina Agunsami, first-year coach. Dump and chase here for Cowser, and that's going to go out of bounds far side. If you're used to coming to this field, on the far side, you see it's wide open. They knocked down the Bancroft School that had been here a number of years. In the future, that is going to be a turf field. And then to the right, they're going to build an auxiliary gym.
A lot of big plans for this facility, and it's going to end up really looking great.
This defense for Haddonfield, very, very tough as that's kicked out of bounds. Sterling with the throws. That bounces over the fence.
And you can see, and again, it's early on, things change, but right now, to this point, Haddonfield has had the bulk of attack time.
More of a spread out the wealth of offense. Good job to kick that back by Schultz. Knocked down defensively by Kay. Trying to get it up now. Dram. Goes far side. Check that there. That was Molly. That was Shay Sheehan. Sorry, Shay. Shay Sheehan is a freshman doing a real nice job. 10 points, 3 goals, 4 assists this year.
Probably a short glimpse, but Sterling's best pressure on Haddonfield thus far.
Haddonfield, no panic. In their own zone, send it back. Coker. Coker's got some room here. Nice pass up. Schultz. Schultz to the far side, being chased defensively, hit out by Caitlin Claiborne.
Again, that's a good job of Claiborne stepping up and cutting off that passing lane, something we've seen from a variety of players here early on for Sterling.
If you count that as a ball that the goaltender took in, that is number 3 for goalie Maddie Sims. All right, foot race far side. Chasing it here is Radish. Can she keep it in? She does. Radish looking to set a nice slide defensive tackle there. Very well done. Keeping it in now. Send it back down. It's Haddonfield. Back up the midfield. Good job to read that and take it by Byrne. Byrne looks to go to her right, but that's taken away by Gleason, and there is a whistle and a free kick coming up for Haddonfield. 32 minutes, 20 seconds to go. First half, no score here in this playoffs quarterfinal.
And I think the key here for Sterling is to try to get Dram in space in some way. Very difficult because, again, we talked about how well Lauren Anton and Montgomery Dram herself said that Lauren Anton is a great defender.
There's a centering pass towards the goal. It's going to go wide off the shot by Phoebe Freeman. Goal kick coming up for Sterling. Just under 32 minutes to go here. First half, no score. Sterling and Haddonfield. The winner goes to the semifinals to take on West Deptford. Maddie Sims, very athletic senior to kick things off. Line drive kick tacked by Byrne.
And Tad, we've seen Haddonfield go up that far side. I think it's interesting to note that we haven't seen him come up the near side. You talked about that sun in the goalie's eyes, and coming up this near side, that's where you have the chance to get that ball up high and possibly have that situation happen.
And here it comes right now. This is Sinis. Looks to go middle of the field. Sterling going to get to it first. Look to send it up. Can't quite get it in there for Dram. Out of bounds. Another throw in Sterling. Throw in for Hofacker. Off the body of Bates, a sophomore.
And just right there, that's probably the only time you're going to see Anton go away from Dram, leave Dram behind her when she had a clear shot at the ball. But other than that, she's making sure Dram does not get past her, just sticking right with her.
Hofacker able to kick it out of bounds. She was challenged by Sinis. Both of them are sophomores. Schultz, a junior, in to throw. In the box. Drop it back. A shot goes wide from Gleason. Picking it up here is Claiborne, and it rolls out of bounds. It's going to be a Sterling throw. Throw in for Radish. She is a sophomore. It's amazing how many underclassmen for both teams. Leading goal scorer Friedman for Haddonfield. She's a sophomore. Right in front of the Sterling bench. Out of bounds, Haddonfield throw.
And I feel like early on here, Sterling really hasn't had much control of the ball at midfield, and that's why you're seeing things tip more to the left side and having Haddonfield definitely get more attack time.
Good job, the battle by Caitlin Claiborne, who was able to kick that one out of bounds off a deflection of Haddonfield. Let's try and send it up. Anton against Dram. Dram with some speed. Gets by one. She's got two more to get by. Gets by another. Has to get by a third. Dram cuts it to the middle. Turnaround shot, and it just misses wide. Just that quick. You can see what a good goal scorer she is. She created that herself.
And that's what we talked about, giving Montgomery Dram a little bit of space, and she took it from there. Got the ball at midfield, gained separation, blew by a couple of girls, and was able to get her own scoring opportunity. Fired one just a little bit right of the goal.
I'm amazed at her ability to just turn with her back to the goal and get a quality shot off as they send this forward. Haddonfield, no panic as Nastasi takes it. Good clear to get that up. That skips off that wet surface we were talking about. Here's Sinis. Sinis goes up the left side, sends it up for Kauser. Kauser deep in the corner. Kauser looks to center and picked up on the play.
And Tad, you mentioned Dram's ability just to get the ball off from far out. And I think at this point, Videssa in goal for Haddonfield is well aware that Montgomery Dram isn't your normal player. Remember, a couple years ago we played Ocean City and Dram had a similar opportunity. And I think as a younger player, they weren't that much aware of her. And she scored a goal from far out. I think a lot of it had to do with the goalie not being aware of her ability.
Here comes Schultz. Schultz with a pretty good opportunity. Centering pass knocked down by Baker. What a job by Baker. That was a 3-on-1. Taylor Baker, a heck of a job from her defensive position. She is a junior.
And that's been the key of what Sterling's been able to do. They either negate the pass to the middle, or if it gets to the middle, they're able to cut it off.
Sim's going to come out. That is the fifth, what I will call, save for her in this game. We have 27 minutes, 30 seconds to go. First half, no score, Haddonfield and Sterling. Big kick out here. Going to be controlled by Haddonfield. Send it up to Gleason. And we get a whistle, stops play. It's going to be a Sterling free kick. Going to be a free kick from midfield. Looks like Taylor Baker wants to take it. A lot of Sterling players have moved up here.
A good opportunity here to kind of get the ball in the Haddonfield zone, but I don't think Sterling's really done a great job maintaining control in the Haddonfield zone. Something Haddonfield's done a little bit better.
Baker, line drive kick. Deflected. Sterling might get a foot on this first collision, and it's going to be a free kick for Sterling just outside the 18. So your first good scoring opportunity of the game for Sterling. They're going to line it up on the football field 15-yard line, so you're about 25 yards away from the net. And here's your money player, Montgomery Dram.
And that's what we talked about. You don't have to give Montgomery Dram a lot of opportunities. She just needs a few to make things happen. And as you said, Tad, this is definitely one right here.
21 goals in the year, 48 points. The commit to Purdue. Wall is lined up. They're lined up inside the 18. Montgomery Dram trying to put Sterling on the board first. Line drive, kick just missed wide. She went for the left short side and just missed it. It's her second shot on goal today. Is Haddonfield able to dodge a bullet there? 25 minutes, 35 seconds to go. First half, still no score. Haddonfield Sterling. Sterling gets to this one first, comes to the right side, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Just trying to chase it was Ava Bates. Throw in for Schultz. Deep in their own zone is Sterling. Trying to send that out is Molly Kay. She does. Throw in for Avery Sinnis. Nope, check that. This is going to be Brooke Schultz. Good tap there. Going to go right back out of bounds off Kay. Throw in for Schultz. Off the head. Now retreating on it is Sterling. Corner kick coming up. This is going to be the second corner kick of the game for Haddonfield.
Yeah, far side. You had the first one on the far side, near side for this one. So
Avery Sinnis. 4 points on the year, 2 goals.
And with that right-footed kick, she's going to have the ability to have that ball hooking towards the goal.
Here comes Sinnis' kick. Punched out nicely by the goaltender, Sims. Sterling with a little bit of momentum is chasing it there was Byrne.
Well, that's a great job of Sims, knowing she had to step up and take control in that situation.
Punched it out. Both teams, good opportunities denied. Trap trying to turn. Good defensive play again by Anton. That's the matchup of the day. Draham versus Anton. One of these two seniors is going to be playing in their last game today. As there's another one that goaltender is going to have to pick up. Now here's a weapon you have here for Sterling. She's been able to consistently kick it across midfield.
Yeah, that's definitely the key right now, especially in the early part of this game where Sterling hasn't had too much attack time against this Haddonfield defense.
All over this on defense is Coker. Trying to trap that there was Kauser. Tap to midfield. Good defensive play there by Coker. Hofacker had a little bit of room. Now back up to midfield. Good drop back there. Farina sends it back on the kick. Right in front of the Sterling bench. Midfield, couple white shirts there. Look to send it up, dump and chase, trying to get it to Bates. I don't know if it's going to stay in bounds. It might stay in bounds. Throw-in goes Haddonfield. 22 minutes, 30 seconds to go. No score, first period.
Ended up being Haddonfield's ball, but a good job by Ava Bates creating pressure right there.
Montgomery Dram. Good play by Dram. Left-footed shot. It skipped, and a nice save made by Olivia Bedessa, her second save of the game.
That's a case of a player being covered by a very good player, but still moving around, able to get that little bit of separation and creating her own opportunity right there.
22 minutes to play here, first half. No score, Haddonfield and Sterling. You saw the game yesterday. This game's going to be a lot like that. Could be one goal either way. As the boys of Haddonfield have advanced over Sterling, they will go play West Deptford next week. Good throw in here, headed back out by Rhoda. Just outside the box, dropping it to Farina. Centering pass is read and kicked out by Cullinan. Check that might have been Hofacker, sorry. Just right in front of some of the substitutions coming in for Haddonfield. 21 minutes, 13 seconds to go, first half, no score.
Good time for both teams to use a lot of their depth. Definitely been some back and forth just in this game, a lot of running around, so you want to save the legs for that, you know, second part of the game, or just really manage things.
Good defensive play there by Farina, but taken back down. Here comes Dram. Dram to her right. Dram, a quick shot from far out. No good on that one. Not the best angle, but I'm still amazed how much she gets on those shots.
Yeah, and coming up the field, we talked about her ability to separate, her speed, her skill in finishing, but just how, as she's dribbling, can see the whole field and know where certain areas are going to open up and take advantage of that.
Good kick up the midfield. Good tap. This is Schultz. Schultz has a 3-on-3. Right now, she's unchallenged. Schultz, she might get a shot here. Finally challenged. Got to be careful from behind. Good slide tackle to take that away. I believe that was Rhoda. Very nicely done.
Yeah,
that
Rhoda,
was Brooke Rhoda.
Rhoda ended up getting the ball away, but Lily Byrne did a good job tracking her down and kind of creating that initial pressure.
Brooke Rhoda, one of the outstanding defensive players on this team. I've been so impressed with the way she's played defense, not only this year, in all her time at Sterling. Rhoda, just a junior. She'll be one of the leaders of the team next year. Taylor Baker to bring this in from almost exactly midfield. Nice ball here. It's going to bounce. Big hop, and out to make the save is Bedessa. Under 20 minutes to go. No score first half. Nice pass there. There's his Anton. Anton near side of the field gets that to Gleason. Schultz. Schultz challenged on the play by Kay. That goes out of bounds. Sterling throw.
A kick away. Sterling getting the throw in here, but a real good job of Sterling at midfield. In the previous play, Schultz was able to go upfield with a lot of open space, and Sterling really kind of clamped down on that, defending that midfield. Now they get the ball going the other way.
Under 18 and a half minutes to play first half. We have no score. Deep in the Haddonfield zone. Stasi now going to get some pressure on it by Allison Brown, who's very quick. Good job to get that up. Leckerman, centering pass. Good trap there. Pressure put on her, though. That's Friedman. Now coming up the far side. Good transfer. Drop that one off. Haddonfield running here. Farina has it knocked down, though. Claiborne. Caitlin Claiborne, a freshman.
I think Haddonfield's key to getting upfield is getting that first pass in space towards midfield. They were able to do it right there.
And collision and a whistle. And Haddonfield's going to get a kick from about 35 yards away from the net. Looks like it's going to be Leckerman. She's going to line it up for the kick. Leckerman this year, 1 point. It was an assist. Everyone lines up on the 18. Leckerman ready. Chips it. Kicked out by Sterling. Right-footed shot goes wide off the foot of Brooke Schultz.
And you talk about Dram getting her opportunities. So far, it seems like her better opportunities have been when they've gotten the ball to her at midfield in a little bit of space, and she can take over from there, putting the afterburners on and using her finishing skills. Back in her own end, once she's deep back there, Haddonfield's able to get a decent amount of defenders around her in addition to Lauren Anton.
Under 16 and a half minutes to go first half. No score, Haddonfield Sterling in this quarterfinal playoff game. Headed out of bounds by Molly Kay. Nice throwing down the side handball. Sterling's going to get a free kick off the hand there of Leckerman. It's kind of tough when you do it 3 yards in front of the referee. They're probably going to see that.
They're going to see it right in front of them.
Taylor Baker to kick it from her right sideline. Up towards midfield. Taken away there by Leckerman. Leckerman looks to switch sides of the field, goes to her right to Farina. Farina, good speed, cuts it ahead. That's taken back, sent up the midfield. Coker had a shot at it, but getting it there is Allison Brown. Allison Brown, again, has some speed, and collision as Dram goes down. Free kick coming up. So Taylor Baker will line up another. We're talking her dad beforehand. For our Audubon fans, her father is now the athletic director at Audubon High School.
Chris Baker doing an outstanding job over there.
He's got some teams still involved with the playoffs with girls and boys soccer. Coach Kay talking to Taylor Baker, trying to figure out what they're going to do here. Baker ready? Here we go. This is a deep one. Getting close to the goalie who had to come out and make the catch. Good job by Badessa. Fourth save of the game by Badessa. Tell you what, Baker got a lot on that.
Yeah, and you could see Dram was playing a little bit out in hopes of getting something loose back out at her, but Haddonfield did a real good job. And again, Badessa was right there to make the save.
Send it up right side, little bit long and coming out, trying to get it to Brown. Badessa on the save. Good look, though, on the pass from Dram, and Brown almost there.
Well, we've seen Dram, see the field, have good vision in where she's going herself, but there it was the dish off to Brown and almost had her, as you said, Tag.
Here's Friedman, the leading goal scorer for Haddonfield. Centering pass. Goes through the box. Near side. This is Leckerman. Leckerman looks to drop. Defensively challenged by Hofacker. Centering pass. Skips through. Got to be careful here. Able to kick it wide. Calling it here now is Dram. Dram sends it up. Foot race. Oh, would have had Brown if not for a nice defensive play by Coker. That was a great trap by Coker. Here's a give and go. Sterling going to get to it first. Dram. Good defensive play taken down by Gleason. Gleason looks to go the other way. Sends it to her right. This is Friedman. Friedman catches an edge. Friedman and going to shoot it wide.
And Tad, you talked about Coker stepping up. That's just great anticipation. She knew Dram had the ball deep in her own end, saw where Brown was, and kind of anticipated where that passing lane was going to be, stepped up and got it going the other way, because if somehow Dram was able to connect with Brown, it would have been a one-on-one opportunity against the goalie.
12 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. We have no score. Radish for Sterling, drops it off. It's going to go out of bounds. You're going to get a Haddonfield kick off the foot of Hofacker. Throw in for Brooke Schultz. Off Sterling again, this time off Radish. Haddonfield to throw. Schultz. See the leaves coming down in this corner all over the turf. Shot and a deflection went off Rhoda. This is going to be a corner kick. This is the third corner kick of the game for Haddonfield.
3 corner kicks for Haddonfield. Does Sterling have any?
They do not yet. I believe this is Gleason on the kick. Last one was punched out by the goaltender. This one is a save by the goaltender.
Now that's that tough one on the right foot that's going to hook. And you're looking at two styles of play. It looks like Haddonfield tries to go up either the far or near sideline. Hence, you're going to get the corner kick opportunities, where Sterling's really attacked, seems like mostly up the middle.
Here's one up the middle now. This is Brown. Can't control it. Send it back. Haddonfield looks to transfer it over. That was Leckerman. Leckerman still with it. Goes far side of the field. Kicked up in the air by Claiborne. Picking it up is Schultz. Schultz to her left. Here's Leckerman. You get a whistle and a stoppage of play. You're going to get a free kick for Haddonfield about 30 yards away from the goal. And this is in that area, Kevin, almost right under the sun as this kick is going to go.
And you can see they've definitely made it a point to we talk about them going up sidelines, coming up this near sideline a little bit more in the last, say, 10 minutes of this game.
Maisie Leckerman in to kick. Everyone lined up at the 18. Again, the sun right over her head as the goalie looks at it. Leckerman lets one fly just wide of the net. That was close.
Yeah, Leckerman put a lot on there. Like you said, just a few feet wide.
We now reach the 10-minute mark here in first half. No score. Sterling and Haddonfield. The winner will go on to face West Deptford. That would be a semifinal game. Big bounce up head ball for Gleason. Headed back by Molly Kay. Good drop back. This is Schultz. Schultz has it knocked down. Sterling picks it up. Brown goes on for a run. They can't get it to her. Nice defensive play by Schultz. Haddonfield taking their time. Farina up the far side. Midfield, this is Anton. Goes to her left. That's Gleason. Gleason to her left. Leckerman. Leckerman keeps it in. Challenge on the end line, still in play. Sterling able to get just a foot on it to kind of get it to the side. A little bit of elbow room there, and then a trip. Radish fighting for position there. Ref having a conversation. Free kick coming up for Haddonfield just inside the out-of-bounds line. 8:40 to go here, first half. Free kick for Gleason. Checked, I believe it's Gleason. Let's see. Nice ball, far post, headed, going to go short. That was kicked by Maisie Leckerman. That was a real nice service there.
Yeah, it really was. A little bit far out for the head ball, but that's something where if it could find a foot, that's when you've got that whole left side of the net.
8 minutes and some change to go. First half, we have no score. Winner goes to the semifinals to take on West Deptford. Good trap there coming up to get it is Schultz. Claiborne sends it back up in the air. Sending it forward is Schultz. Dram. 3 black shirts on her right away. That's just smart defense. Out of bounds. Sterling throw. Back it up a little bit. Sterling going to sub. 7.5 minutes to play first half. Out is Sheehan. Reagan Sheehan comes out. Molly Kay comes out. Nice head ball by Schultz. Good pressure, almost taken away. It was Dram, almost snuck in there. Here's a run down the corner. Rhoda for Sterling challenging. Good job by Rhoda. I'll tell you what, Kevin, you could put football pads on her. She is that tough.
And the physical nature of this game, especially, you saw it right there from Rhoda. You've seen it a little bit earlier from Sterling. They're being very physical against Haddonfield when Haddonfield gets the ball deep in their own end.
Sims picks that one up. 6:45 to go, first half, no score.
And to me, when you impose yourself physically, that's the difference between a girl getting the ball. If she had some physical play against her, maybe just getting it and getting rid of it real quick, as opposed to looking and waiting for that pass to somebody that might be open. So you're really getting in their heads on the defensive end when you're playing that way.
Trying to center Sterling, kicked back out by Nastasi. Reverse head ball, very well done there. Haddonfield on a little bit of a run. Good defensive play, got all ball. And there's a Haddonfield player down on that collision as they continue to play on. Was hit by Rhoda. Get another defensive play, and here comes Dram, who lost it out of bounds. Going back to that play to the left, again, Rhoda came in hard, got all ball. I'm telling you, Kevin, put some pads on her and make her a linebacker.
Yeah, it's
She's
definitely
tough.
having an impact in this game, and I think how Haddonfield offensively is playing.
You want to be, if you're Haddonfield, you want to be aware of the number of that truck, if you will, we used to say, because she is not letting you pass. Very impressed with what I've seen. Is Schultz going to throw in? Going to the middle of the field. Getting to it first is Schultz. Good run up here for Rena. She's tough. She's very quick. Centering pass. Turnaround shot, and the save is made. It's been a while for a save for Sims, but that is her 9th save of the game.
Yeah, Sims right there on a deflection. Good job of Strong again defensively. Either cutting the passing lanes on or getting something on shots to make them not as much point blank.
Midfield as we're under 5 minutes to go first half, no score. Nice head ball out by Nastasi. Headed back again by Anton. Nice pass here, chasing it is Haddonfield. Good defensive play for Claiborne. She has been tough from that left fullback position.
Yeah, we've seen her catch up to and kind of negate that rush up that far sideline that you saw from Haddonfield early on, but Sterling has really done a good job of not making that happen, not giving Haddonfield as much space on that far side.
Sims going to get an easy one there. As we go 4 minutes and some change to go here in this first half, no score.
Felt like early on in this game, maybe the first 10, 15 minutes, Haddonfield had the majority of the attack time. Then things leveled out. You had Dram get a few different opportunities. And now it looks like Haddonfield's kind of tilted the scales in the last few minutes and is really pressuring Sterling. But again, as you said, Tad, give credit to Rhoda, Claiborne, and everybody in the back end doing the job they need to do to negate this offense of Haddonfield.
Brooke Schultz throws it in. There's Rhoda again with a collision. There's always bodies flying when she's in the area. It's going to be a whistle and a free kick, I believe. Yes, free kick. This will be Maisie Leckerman. 3 minutes and some change to go first half. Leckerman's kick. Far post. Punched up in the air. This is going to be a corner kick. Good effort there by Sims.
Yeah, but that's a great job by Sims, getting out there, not allowing, because that was one time it looked like Hadfield may have had some numbers, but she wasn't having any of it, got right out there and really did what she had to do and punching that one away. As you look at the left-footed corner kick here.
Nastasi on the corner. Gets through everyone. Chasing it here is Schultz. She's outside the box now. Molly Kay got a foot on it, goes out of bounds. Thrown back in. Misdirection, look out here. Collision, they play on. Still playing. Taylor Baker went down. Or no, that was Rhoda that went down. She was helped up by Schultz. Throw in coming up for Sterling.
And they had Sims out, which she had to come out and almost had an opportunity there. But a real good job of coverage away from the ball by Sterling.
2 minutes to go. First half, no score. Middle of the field. Who can get to it first? Taking it here is Schultz. Farina, she is very quick. Nice pass inside. Able to be tapped out by Rhoda. Sent back up by Kay. Trying to get to this is Dram into traffic. Taken away by Coker. Here's a chance for Schultz. Schultz looks near side. Tapped it off. Good defensive play there. Still taking those Gleason to her left. Leckerman, left-footed, centering pass. Gets through a player who runs over Taylor Baker, I believe. Baker is down, as is the Haddonfield player. They hit very, very hard.
Yeah, and that was a centering pass. A great job there by Taylor Baker. Just being in position.
That's
Allow her
Cowser.
to get that pass.
No, that's Rhoda, Kevin,
Okay.
that was in there again. That was Cowser that ran into her, Maddie Cowser. Again, from my up here, I thought it was Baker, but man.
Yeah, sometimes the numbers all can look the same from far away.
Rhoda got run over on that play. She's up, though. This is where you got to check your teeth. They all there? Okay.
Yeah, it's become a football game deep in the Sterling, deep in the Sterling defensive end for anybody who's down there.
They're going to send her out to our trainer, Sean Klink. So Rhoda is going to get looked at by Klink, and she's looking up in the face area. That was a major league collision. 120 now to try. Sterling has to try and weather this without one of your strongest defenders. This is going to be a throw-in on the far side of the field. Mr. Klink getting a good look at the face area of Rhoda over there. Start the clock and throw in. Here we go. Sterling just has to get it out of this zone, and you're going to get a foul against Haddonfield. Free kick coming up, Sterling. Sterling going to take all their time they can. You're now at 1 minute to go here in this first half. Baker, nice high ball. Right away to the black shirt. Taking it here is Schultz. It's Brooks Schultz. That was Sidney Schultz. There's also a Brooks Schultz on the team as well. So you hear a couple Schultzes. Play on. Send it up here to Sidney Schultz. 36 seconds to go first half. This is going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be a Sterling throw.
Well, so far, Tad, one thing, if there is one thing you could pull out of this game is that it could go either way at this point. Both teams have had offensive opportunities, and it's just a matter of one team taking advantage of one, the ball bouncing the right way, and that's what playoff soccer is all about. Not much difference between a win and a loss. Play here or there.
Final few seconds, 2, 1. And that is going to do it for action in the first half. So nothing, your score through 1. Here from Haddonfield High School, we'll be back with second half action when it resumes. Tech Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here. Gavin Hunsinger doing a tremendous job bringing you the video here. I want to thank Gavin for coming by today and helping us out in this broadcast. So Mr. Schulz, who sometimes has to do both, camera and announce, he can just announce today. So Kevin, you can actually be just an actual announcer.
Yes, because of the great hustle by Gavin getting down here and doing an outstanding job. But a good back and forth game. We saw what Dram was able to do in getting about 3 quality scoring opportunities. Haddonfield, again, started off strong, but strong defensively. Did a real good job at the latter part of the half, using kind of a physical nature to really clamp down on Haddonfield when they got down low and, really negated their offensive opportunities.
We get set to start the second half. No score. Sterling will get the ball first. Haddonfield goes left to right in the black. Sterling in the white will go right to left. Sun again is fairly low to our right. It's going to be a problem a bit for the goaltender. Bedessa to our left. Right up the middle of the field. Here comes Dram. Gets by 3 people to her right. A shot with some spin on it. And Bedessa takes it in.
Gets by people, powers through people, uses her skills to get around people.
I mean, Kevin and I have been broadcasting high school sports for, we're talking 35 years now. And Kevin, goal scorers like that, they come along once in a lifetime.
Yeah, she's definitely the best finisher. And just with the way, you saw it right there. And we've seen a couple different times throughout this game, the way she moves at midfield. If you just give her a little bit of space, and obviously Haddonfield's well aware of that, but even with that being said, it's easier said than done stopping somebody like that.
And as they try and get that up to her, that was Shay Sheehan had a shot at it. Sheehan still playing it on. Inside the box. Sheehan on the right side, she goes down. They say play on. Kick it back out. Oh, good speed here around the outside. Here's Sinis. Sinis still carrying it. Still has control. Challenging in there is Rhoda. Gets it inside. Knocking it down. Looks to drop it. Able to kick it out. Good to see that Rhoda's back in the game.
Yeah, and a good job Taylor Baker defending over there on that far side.
And again, as announcers, you hate to harp on one player because it is a team game. There's no doubt. But again, I'm putting my 35 years of calling games in. There's a player in the field that's just different than the rest.
Yeah, you just got to talk about what's happening in front of you. And that's it.
Here's a free kick for Haddonfield. I mean, you might make the statement that player for player, maybe Haddonfield is the better team slightly. But with that said, you might say Sterling might have the better individual talent, but there's a lot of pressure on that young lady out there. I mean, she knows. You saw Shay Sheehan making some runs up there. She did a nice job, but here's a free kick coming up for Sinis. Line drive kick is short, and look out, and you're going to get a penalty kick. Clock is going to...
Haddonfield's golden opportunity here.
Tough break for Sterling. It was right in the box. The referee right there. We're going to see who's come in and take this kick. Here comes the kicker. It's going to be Avery Sinis. She's a sophomore. She has 4 points, 2 goals on the year. Maddie Sims, one of the most athletic goaltenders you're going to see, is going to try and stop this penalty kick. Don't forget last year, Sterling's boys team had 2 penalty kicks in one game and were able to stop them both. So it's Sinis versus Sims. 37 seconds to go. Still plenty of time in regulation. The referee's talking to Sims. Here we go. Off the pole. They can play this. They still play on. Sterling dodges a bullet. And now the save is made. Wow.
And whenever you see something like that, something that can pick you up going the other way, that's a boost of momentum for Sterling. Interesting to see how they play that out over the next couple minutes.
And you see the ball rolled right back to Sinis, who was able to play it. Everybody else had to start outside the 18, so she had another attempt at it as well. Wow. 37 minutes to go in regulation, no score. And you usually hear coaches say, you at least got to get it on net. She got the net, but not quite enough. She gets the post. The sliding get that is Maddie Sims, save number 13. Save count, Sims 13, Budessa 6. That's almost a comment on how the game has gone thus far. Almost double the amount of saves today for Sims.
And a lot of saves where Maddie Sims really has had to come out with her goal. Just to kind of cut things off and not allow forward to get it.
Front of the Sterling bench, headed straight back up. Haddonfield sends it back, now to the middle of the field. It's a foot race. Who can get to it first? Chasing it up here is Byrne. Byrne up the side. Nice defensive play to grab that. That was Farina. Farina might be the quickest player on the field. Good kick in there by Claiborne to take it out. And this is going to roll out of bounds right to the ball girl. Freshman Talia Farina. Collision again, and a free kick coming up. This is going to be about 18 yards away. A little more than 18, I should say, is the 18-yard line in front, maybe 25, 26 yards away. Avery Sinis going to get a kick again. You're going to get a good look at it at home. Referee says stop the clock. Talking to one of the captains of Sterling. Talking to Dram. Dram got her words in. Not really a wall here. Line drive, far post, deflects back out. Who can get to it first? That was Brown who got to it. Fingers going everywhere, and what are we getting? We're going to get a goal kick.
Good hustle there by Brown, cutting things off. And yeah, even everybody on the Sterling defensive end has really done the job away from the ball, making sure they got their head on a swivel, down low, having everybody covered. And that in addition to Maddie Sims has been a big part of why we're looking at a 0-0 game.
Haddonfield has 4 corner kicks in this game. Sterling has none. We talked about saves. Sterling's goalie, 13 saves. Haddonfield's goalie, 6. It's been a lot of Haddonfield pressure.
And the corner kicks, for the most part, will usually tell you who's had the majority of the pressure. And again, that's going back and forth most of the game, but for the most part, I feel like Haddonfield's had a little more consistent pressure, has had the ball in the Sterling end for more sustained attack time.
Throw-in coming up far side. Brooke Schultz. In the box. Taylor Baker gets a foot on it. Still in the box. They fight for it. Deflected wide. I believe a Sterling throw. It will be a Sterling throw. Boy, Kevin, Haddonfield, you got to feel like they are on the verge right now, putting one in the net.
Yeah, they're playing a lot like they did to start the game out, the first 10 minutes of the game. And really have got Sterling defenders back on their heels. But with that being said, these girls on defense are really doing the job.
Sinis runs out of room there. It'll be a goal kick for Sterling. 33 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. We're in the second half of this game. No score. Tied at 0-0. Got some good news from my tree guy. He got our drone back.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to thank Mr. Quayle.
I know you had trouble locating it at first, didn't you?
It took me 3 days to find it, Kevin.
But you found it, then you had them get it, obviously.
Yes. Wow. Just outside the box. Oof, that was close there. You heard some groans from the Sidelines. Here's some speed up the middle. It's knocked down. Again, that was Farina. Farina goes to her right. Friedman, the leading goal scorer, around the edge. Centering pass deflected. Baker back out. One-touch pass in front, deflected, and it just goes wide. Beautiful attempt right there as it was one-touch tap. Almost in.
Yeah, and that ball that's high in the air is tough to handle, but again, almost a one-time opportunity for Haddonfield.
32 minutes to play here in regulation. We have no score. Taylor Baker in to take the kick. Another one. Got to be careful there. Here comes a free kick. This is going to be about 35 yards away from the net.
Boy, it's such a fine line between that slide tackle that's on the ball or it's not, and a lot of calls that could really go either way. Tough one to call for refs.
Avery Sinnis, another free kick try for her. I'll show you the ball in the net here as you get what the activity is going to be in front. Sinnis ready. Chips it to her middle. They fight for it. Body's flying again. Shot is knocked down and sent back out. Rhoda actually knocked that down and sent it out. Body's flying again. Is going down is Molly Kay. Free kick for Haddonfield. And Sterling definitely needs a reset here.
Yeah, Haddonfield is really pouring it on, and Sterling's having a tough time getting it out. Haddonfield seems like they're really controlling the midfield, and if Sterling tries to get it out, they just kind of reel it back and consistently have Sterling back on their heels. You see Haddonfield with some space at midfield. Good job by Lily Byrne there, chasing it down now.
Open space again. Good job to read that, to take that by Claiborne. Trying to send this one up. Good interception by Farina. Farina drops it off, sent it by Gleason. Big hop here. Overrode his head. Cowser goes to her right. This is going to roll out of bounds. You're going to get a goal kick coming up. Under 30 minutes to play in regulation. No score. Sterling and Haddonfield.
But yeah, as you said, Tad, most of the attack time, if not all of it, has been from Haddonfield early on in this second half.
Yeah, we've been on this side of the field this whole first 10 minutes. Defense of Sterling has to be exhausted as Friedman around the edge, centering pass across the slot. Someone there kicked it over the net. I was trying to get a foot on it. Was the junior Gleason, and she kicked the field goal.
Yeah, that's the one where it comes at you, it's up a little high, and I think because of all the pressure Sterling defensively has put on the coverage away from the ball, even if you have time, you don't think you have it, and you go with that just quick kick, and obviously it went high.
Radish comes back in.
Still another opportunity for Haddonfield deep in the Sterling end.
Under 29 minutes to go in regulation. No score. Good defensive play there by Anton. Sterling looks to push on for a second to get across midfield. Haddonfield brings it right back. Sophie Hart sends it across. Good trap there. Pass to the right. Here's Farina. She's got good speed. Farina around the edge. Centering pass is going to go out of bounds. As we said, Haddonfield really clamping on the pressure here. There is a lot of energy being expended by this backline defense of Sterling thus far.
Yeah, a lot of it's speed. You talk about Farina being one of the quickest girls in the field, and that's what Haddonfield, when they've had those periods where they've controlled things and put a lot of offensive pressure, it's with the speed coming up either the far side or the near side.
Speaking of near side, that rolls out of bounds. Throw in Sterling. Caitlin Claiborne to throw it in. Headed right back. Claiborne a chance to punch it ahead. It goes out of bounds. Almost get a souvenir soccer balls. We get the new one in play. Talia Farina. Towards the middle of the field. Good headbutt, tap pass, and a deflection off the foot of Leckerman. Olivia Badessa on the other side, she might need a wake-up call.
Yeah, hasn't had much action. But with that being said, especially all it takes is for them to get the ball to Dram in an open space and how quickly she can make things happen. So you definitely got to be well aware of what can happen from the Sterling end.
Besides the fact we're old, 35 years of doing soccer games, Kevin, how many games have we seen games like this where one team dominates and all of a sudden the other team gets – we've seen it
No doubt.
many
No
times.
doubt. Yep. And
I think that's what Haddonfield on their end, they have to try to avoid being a little over into it and let their back end be uncovered. Good pressure there by Claiborne. Going to the left now. Gleason into the corner. Leckerman. Leckerman around the edge. Keeps it in. Nice play by Leckerman. Good defensive play there as well. Send it back. Here's Brooke Schultz. Schultz on his shot. That's going to go wide. Schultz got a little bit of mustard on that one.
yeah, good job by Schultz getting a little bit of space and firing away. And again, we say at this point when you're having trouble finishing, and anytime you can get a chance, even if it's a little bit far out, try and put it on the net. Take a shot.
I'm going to give a shout out to Jim Caristo back at Sterling. One of our buddies back there helps at Sterling High School. Our maintenance department taking in the game on his lunch break today.
And Jim always does a good job at our school.
All the guys do, but yeah, Jim's a guy I have to work with a great deal. That's going to be a goal kick. Give a shout out to my daughter Emily, the softball coach, checking out the game here today. Had a chance to talk at halftime. Our soccer coach, Pete Marley's down here, checking in this game today. Taylor Baker, she's going to need an ice down on that right leg after this one. Sent to the near side. Sterling's trying to get any kind of offense together, and here's where they have to start with it. Dram looking. Dram. Pass Anton. Dram sends it across. Here's a foot race, just a little bit long for Lily Byrne.
Yeah, we've seen Dram do that with Brown, now with Byrne right here. Because obviously, if she's drawing three defenders, somebody else is going to be open. So she really tried to go up top there.
Another chance for Badessa to get involved in this game. It's 2 quickie saves for her. 25 minutes. We're under the 25-minute mark in regulation. Nice move here. Dram to her right. Challenged by Schultz. Dram to the corner. Looks to bring it back. There are a bunch of jerseys there. She goes down. Referee says had all ball. Sent all the way down. Real nice defensive play there for Haddonfield. Trying to transfer it into some offense. This might stay in. Nope. Going to go out. What a nice defensive play, though, on that far end.
Yeah, just stuck with it and had good bounce and eventually was able to separate Dram from the ball. Not an easy thing to do, as we've seen with what's happened today.
I have Dram unofficially with 3 shots in this game thus far. Sterling's been trying to work it through the defense. Good tap ahead for Byrne. Good reverse kick there, then a missed kick. Good job to almost head that in by Molly Kay. Throw in for Haddonfield. Clouds starting to clear a little bit. The sun is going to poke its head out here in another few seconds. Out of bounds again in front of the Haddonfield bench. 23 minutes to play in regulation. Setting up the middle of the field. Here's Radish. Looks to go to her right, and that will roll out of bounds.
Yeah, she saw Dram over there, looked to get it to her, but again, Haddonfield defensive. We've had the Anton on her the whole time, but on that one, you saw where Brooke Schultz, who's done some things offensively, created some offensive opportunities, did a good job of separating or getting to the ball before Dram was able to get to it.
Radish sends it ahead, but Dessa's going to have to come out and grab it. Again, I'm counting that as a save in my book. Anytime she has to come out and pick it up like that, I have that as number 9. Montgomery Dram. Still with it. Still with it. Not a lot of room. Goes to her right. Coming inside. Here's a shot. Shot just misses high and wide. Nice effort on that shot. Almost put home. That might have been Sheehan on that one. Eva Bates, I think. No? Reagan Sheehan. Yeah, that was Reagan Sheehan.
Yeah, that's a nice job of Reagan Sheehan. Initially, gaining separation. Had a defender on there, was able to get separation and fired away. One of the better opportunities that Sterling's had. Definitely in the second half.
You saw how Dram had a bunch of black shirts on her. She saw that and gave Sheehan the chance. Sheehan almost got it.
You're seeing that more with Dram. Obviously, she creates her own scoring opportunities, but with so many shirts going Dram's way, she's definitely finding some other girls.
Oh, be careful here. Taylor Baker retreats, able to get a foot on it. Far side return for Sterling. Send it up. Just a little bit long. Sent back down by Haddonfield. Chasing the corner. And I believe offsides is the call.
That's a real nice job of Taylor Baker. Sometimes girls would panic in that situation. Ball gets by them. You have a missed kick. Stayed with it. Stuck with it. Even with 2 girls bearing down on her, was ultimately able to kick it away. Real good defensive play by Taylor Baker.
20 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Going to give a shout out to our superintendent, Matt Sheehan. Just texted me. He's not here today. He's at Westchester watching his kids swimming, enjoying the live stream today. His daughter almost got the lead goal in this game. Yeah. Also want to give a shout out to the Haddonfield baseball coach and South Jersey Group 2 champion, Justin Single. He's watching the game as well from Florida today, enjoying this broadcast today. Justin has done an outstanding job with the baseball program here at Haddonfield. So everyone checking in from all over the United States. Yeah. I want to thank. I'm glad you're enjoying the game. So again, to update, if you're just tuning in, under 20 minutes to go here in this game now, regulation. Sterling, you see some of the Sterling players, they're breathing hard. They're fighting hard in this one. This Haddonfield team has controlled it thus far.
Have we ever gotten any shout-outs from another country?
I would love to have that. That has not happened yet.
Okay.
No,
just
we're trying. The soccer experts that we are, I'm sure somewhere in Brazil they're taking in our
highly critical.
Yes. Sterling's going to get another throw in. Caitlin Claiborne to throw it in. Trying to deflect that towards the middle. Black shirts all over. Back to Claiborne, who controls. Sends it back to the middle. Nice play to come out and get that by Schultz. Send it up for Leckerman. Leckerman now. Leckerman up midfield. Baker's going to get to this one first for Sterling. Not an easy play. And there is Farina. And out of bounds. Free kick for Haddonfield. 18 and a half minutes to go in regulation, no score. As the sun now out. Some clouds in the distance. Beautiful day here for November. Centering pass now. Leckerman. Nice lead pass here inside the box. Turnaround shot. It goes wide. Nice turnaround and a quick one. They tried to go for the short side. Hit it in the side of the net.
And that's a great job by Leckerman, just waiting for that play to develop until Schultz got open, and she dished it off to her, and that was just a great scoring opportunity there by Haddonfield.
Brooke Schultz almost able to break the tie. Somebody's trying to pull the lid off this one. Neither team able to do it. Under 18 minutes to go here in regulation. Haddonfield on a run. Whistle blows. You're going to get a free kick. Free kick from about 25 yards away. Backing it up a little more, Maisie Leckerman, a sophomore. She's going to be about 30 yards away from the net. Both teams line up on the 18. Leckerman ready. Here we go. Low line drive deflected. Here's a chance for Sterling. They're going to have a 2-on-1. Here comes Dram. Has Brown with her. Dram gets by one. Her and the goalie. Left-footed shot. There it is. And it just missed wide. Montgomery Dram possibly had the game on her left foot and just missed it.
Yeah, when she's got a head of steam, of course, she got to the point where she had to unload on it right there with the defenders bearing down on her.
A huge break for Sterling there. Dram now with 4 shots in this game. 16 and a half minutes to play in this game. No score. Challenge for position. Midfield. Kick back for Byrne. Nice head ball control. Tapped ahead. Claiborne looks to head it back. Sterling, good job just to come up with that row to stop that for a second. Up the side. Nice ball here. Looking to go with it is Schultz. And a whistle stops play. Is going down is Byrne. Free kick Sterling. It's funny, you talked about another country. My daughter said her roommate from Rowan lives in Serbia. She has actually watched some of our games live. I don't know if she's watching now, but she has watched some of them
because you used to say around the world. You used to include the world.
This is a worldwide broadcast. I'm sure all the soccer experts in the world are just taking this, what you and I are saying.
Yeah.
Going to get a throw in here for Haddonfield. 15 minutes. There's a lot of whistle confusion here. Now we're ready. 15 minutes and some change in regulation. Winner goes on to the semifinals at West Efford.
Well, if you did get a message, a shout-out from around the world, then we'd need a translator to translate.
Yes, we would.
But there's AI for that, right?
You know what? There is. You're right. Brown challenged in there by Coker. And throwing Haddonfield. 14 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. No score. Regulation as we wind it down. Coach K is Sterling. Nice trap there to keep that ball from going back to the fence. Nice play up the side. Leckerman. Leckerman has an edge. Challenged by Rode. A centering pass. Tipped up and just missed as Sydney Schultz was right on the doorstep and just missed it.
And we've seen that a couple times. Something strong throughout most of the game has done a good job of when they're rushing up the either far or near side, not allowing them to get around the edge, but they were able to get that right there and get that centering pass.
Under 14 minutes to play in regulation. Sterling's been playing with fire this entire second half, and you know that saying, sooner or later you play with fire long enough, you're going to get burned. Here comes one over the edge. This is Leckerman. Leckerman, left-footed centering pass and a goal. Haddonfield has scored on a centering pass put in, and they score with 13:30 remaining in this game.
Well, carbon copy.
Goal, Haddonfield. Number 6, Phoebe Maddie Hauser, assisted by Maisie.
So there you heard it, Kevin. The goal by Kauser. That is her 4th
My
goal.
apologies. Goal, Haddonfield. Number 6, Phoebe Friedman.
Now they're going back.
Assisted by
Now they're
number
going back
12,
to Friedman.
Maisie Leckerman.
That is her 7th goal.
Tad, it was very similar to what we saw about 45 seconds before that where Leckerman came up. They had that centering pass, weren't able to connect on it, but really stuck with that and were able to send that one home and get the first goal of the game.
So Haddonfield leads it 1-0 for Friedman. Goal number 7, her 20th points of the year. Time-wise, 13 minutes, 14 seconds and counting. And the amount of shots Sterling has not been many. It is going to be very difficult. They are going to have to change their tactics. And here you go. This is Lily Byrne. Goes to her left. Allison Brown. 4 black shirts on her. Brown in the corner. Tries to walk over. Just inside the box. Good defensive play by Coker. Sends it back out. Claiborne sends it in. Here comes Dram and whistle, and Sterling gets a free kick.
Yeah, clearly brought down off the ball. And here's an opportunity, real good opportunity for Sterling.
I'll tell you what, Montgomery Dram, she can hit the net from here. There's no doubt about that. 12 minutes, 25 seconds and counting in regulation. Haddonfield leading at 1-0. Montgomery Dram, 21 goals in the year, 48 points. From about 25 yards out. Here's her free kick. Line drive knocked down in front. The wall does its job. Sterling a chance to tip it back in, and the save is made by Bedessa. Her 10th save of the game. Sterling still with time. Haddonfield has to kill just under 12 minutes of regulation. And we have a push-off. Sterling against Rhodes. She got walloped in the face earlier. You can see she was feeling it there. She's still reaching up at her face. Taylor Baker from midfield. Everyone moving up. Baker and the goaltender. That's it. Montgomery Dram towards the near side of the field. Now goes to the middle of the field. There are 3 black shirts on her. Literally, Kevin. 3 black shirts on Dram. Somebody's going to be open. Taylor looking far side. Now goes middle. Over Dram's head. Gets back to Dram. Dram, right-footed shot. Didn't quite get enough. She almost had a chance to put that over the goaltender's head, but just couldn't quite get it.
And yeah. Definitely tough one with somebody in your face right there. Just kind of unloaded. Maybe didn't get her full body behind it.
Heading towards the out-of-bounds line, 10:43 and counting in this game. Haddonfield leading at 1-0. Phoebe Freeman, her 7th goal of the season. Phoebe Freeman, just a sophomore. Tap it ahead. Sterling gets it ahead. Here's Dram. 4 black shirts back. She can't quite get up to it as it's kicked out by Nastasi. Headed back. Here's Schultz. Schultz tries to get the edge. Inside the box, centers. Baker gets a foot on it. They still play on. Chasing it here is Gleason. Gleason, near side. Nice ball here. Chasing it up is Friedman. Friedman tries to get the edge. She centers one in. Knocked down by Baker. Taken by Claiborne, goes out of bounds. Throw in for Haddonfield. Under 10 minutes to go in regulation. 1-0 Haddonfield.
And you saw Friedman going up this near side. Almost had that centering pass. A little further out, though, and wasn't able to connect with her forward.
Tough play here. Shot and a save off the shot by Schultz. Save made by Sims. And we have Rhoda is down. She is gutting this one out. They will stop the clock as Rhoda is just outside the 6-yard line with 9:24 remaining. The clock has stopped. Rhoda back on her feet. I'll let her get a breath. So 9:24 regulation. The clock starts. Sims picks it up. High kick across midfield and then some. Nice head ball. Lauren Anton. She's been marking Dram all day. Doing a pretty good job. Down the sidelines. Chasing it is Bates. Good job to keep it in by Nastasi. Puts it up the midfield where it's taken by Claiborne. Here goes Brown. Check that. That's Gleason. Gleason trying to get around the edge. Off one of the Sterling defenders. That went off Hofacker. Throw in Haddonfield.
Well, give credit to Haddonfield. Even with the lead, they're still attacking. And on the Sterling end, you have to feel like, they're slowly getting to the point where you might send a few more people up.
8:35 remaining in regulation. Haddonfield up 1-0. Sims will get it. A break for Sterling. She'll get a chance to launch one. This will bounce just shy of midfield. Big hop. They fight for position. Sent up. You're going to get a whistle. Stoppage of play. Sterling, I believe, is going to get a free kick.
Wow.
Now the referee is running to set the spot. So, yeah, you're going to get a free kick. Probably too far away to put this on net.
Yeah, and almost a stoppage of play. It kind of hurt Sterling because you had Brown ahead of the pack right there. But in any event, an opportunity for Sterling as we near the – just get below the 8-minute mark.
Stop the clock. A lot of discussion going on with this referee today. Still discussing it. And the clock is stopped. 7:52 remaining. All right, they want Taylor. Taylor's going to take this. So Taylor Baker to kick it. Referee talking to Dram. Dram, you're trying to get her up in that front line if they can. Clock has not started yet. They're going to try and wave in the subs now. Now the subs will come in. 2 for Sterling, 1 for Haddonfield.
And Tad, you talk about the refereeing in a game like this where there's a lot of physical play. A lot of times it's close between if it's on the ball, not on the ball. I feel like for the most part they've really done a good job calling a tough game that is tough to call with the nature of the game.
Clock will start counting now. 7:52 and counting. Taylor Baker to take the kick. Chips it ahead. Kicked back out by Haddonfield. This could be a break for Haddonfield. There's 2 white shirts back. Is retreating on it now is Cullinan. Cullinan up the right side, trying to get it to Kay. It goes out of bounds. Throw in Haddonfield.
Yeah, and if you're Haddonfield, you don't want to mess around with the ball in that area. Just kick it right out. They were able to do that. Now they've got it going the other way.
7.5 minutes remaining. 1-0 Haddonfield. Brooke Schultz to throw it in. Going to be Haddonfield throw. Nearing the 7-minute mark in regulation with Haddonfield leading it 1-0. Throw it deep in the corner. Double teamed. Back out of bounds again. This is advantage for Haddonfield because they're going to run some clock. Whistle stops play. Oh, no, excuse me. Whistle does not stop. It stops play, not clock. Throw in coming up. We're going to do it again.
And as you said, Tad, they'll just kind of take their time.
Part of the gamesmanship.
Yep.
Big bounce. Sims gets it, a chance to transfer all the action. She's going to kick this at the 6:17 mark. Big bounce coming up. Trapped in there by Bates. And whistle. Free kick Sterling. 6 minutes now. Taylor Baker set to bring it in. Does Sterling have some magic left in their bag this season? Trailing at 1-0. Headed back by Haddonfield. Chip this ahead. Foot race. Bedessa out as the goaltender just gets it as Caitlin Claiborne made a run at that.
Yeah, they're starting to send more people up right now. Obviously, it's a desperate situation, being down by a goal with 5:20 left.
Dram gets her foot on the ball by 1 shirt. Trying to get by a second. Looking, gets by a second. Turnaround shot has something on it. It just misses it wide. That was from 30 yards away.
And that's something only a player like that can do when she's got 3 players bearing down on her, gets enough separation to get a shot off like that, and just comes wide of that left side.
Under 5 minutes to play in red. Chasing it here is Farina. Wisely kicks it out of bounds. Sterling putting the pressure on. 4:20 remaining in regulation. Sterling down 1-0.
Yeah, they've got everybody up right now. Just you see Rhoda back there, but after that, they're really forcing the issue here.
Up the side. Back to Rhoda, as you mentioned. She's the only one back. Rhoda looks to go. Up the side here is Friedman. Friedman gets by, and that will be a kick and a possible card, I think. Well, they're going to stop the clock. Yep, there's going to be a card on this one. So Rhoda picks up a yellow. 3:52 remaining. Free kick coming. You're going to get a great look at this from home. I mean, Rhoda could not afford to give up a breakaway on that one.
Definitely had to, she did what she had to do in that situation.
So Rhoda with the yellow, she will jog off. Free kick coming up for Sinis. Don't forget, coming up after the game, we'll have our players of the game. We're going to pull a couple of our players of the game up here to talk to us after this one, as Kevin will talk to them. Free kick coming up for Avery Sinis. Standing with her is Phoebe Friedman. They're talking it over. Clock at 3:52. It'll start on the whistle. There's your whistle. Tap it to her right. Friedman. Ooh, watch out as the referee bit the flag. Throw-in coming up. 3:43 and counting. Sterling running out of time. Farina sends it. Taken in there by Sinis. Sinis dumps it ahead. See if Maddie can pick it up. She does. 3:28 and counting. Sterling down 1-0. Big kick. Brought right back down by Haddonfield. Cullinan sends it up. Good game by Schultz. She gets to it first.
Yeah, that's a real nice job by Schultz. Initially knocking the ball away, then staying right with it, and really keeping Sterling at bay, not allowing them to get any type of attack here as we near get to the 3-minute mark.
Haddonfield with the throw. Sterling hoping for any type of pressure. They can get this ball down the other end of the field. Good play there by Farina. Farina challenged by Bates. Nice move by Farina. Down the side. Comes right back to where it started. Taylor Baker in her own zone. Lets it go out of bounds. Goal kick coming up for Sterling. 2:30 remaining.
Yeah, Haddonfield's still attacking. I mean, you know, they have a few more girls back, but for the most part, their forwards attacking right now is their best defense with a 1-0 lead.
2:16 and counting. Taylor Baker puts it in play. Going to kick it right back to her. Let Sims pick it up. Get a better shot here. You're just about in last gasp area if you're Sterling, as we have 2:02 as the ball bounces. Headed back nicely. Headed now by Byrne. Taken in by Sinis. Sinis kicks it back to midfield on the deflection. Now inside the circle, Sterling gets a little bit of a bounce. Here's Bates. Round the side trying to go with it was Dram. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be Haddonfield throw. Final 1:40 of action in this game. 1-0 Haddonfield. Farina.
Taking her time here. Which is, again, you said that's the gamesmanship.
Stopping the clock. So the clock stops at 1:28. Clock will start again. Down to 1:24. Good job to get to that first. Coker sends it down, but the break here is it goes to the goalie. 1:16. She can get a big foot on it. Far side. Big bounce. We Haddonfield very, very impressive on these even balls in the middle.
They really are stepping up at midfield.
Look out. Here comes Dram. Might have the game on her foot. 1 minute to go. Dram with the shot.
It is off the post. Rebound. Score! Sterling has tied it up with 15 seconds remaining. I don't believe what I've just seen. Allison Brown has tied it up. Well, sometimes on a long shot like that, you catch yourself looking and watching. Not Allison Brown. She followed it up, got the rebound, and just like that, this game's tied with 56 seconds left.
Allison Brown, goal number 4 on the year. The season was on the line. Montgomery Dram hits the post, and Allison Brown able to take the rebound and put it in. Final 50 seconds of regulation, tied at 1 in a game that seemed inevitable for Haddonfield to win. Somehow, Sterling has tied it up. Final 33 seconds of regulation, tied at 1.
Great presence of mind of Brown, just staying with it, following the shot up. And
what can Brown do for you? Score goals on rebounds. Claiborne hustling, gets by, has a player in front, sends it to her. Good defensive play by Farina. Claiborne, who's played defense most of the season, has been moved up.
Yeah, stepped up and almost got a pass to Bates in the middle.
And that is going to do it for regulation, as Sterling gets a miracle goal by Allison Brown with under a minute to play in regulation. We have about a 5-minute break. We will return when action continues here in this quarterfinal game. Tech Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz, cameraman Gavin Hunsinger. As we all take a breath here, Kevin, literally, that was the last shot Sterling had in this game, and they got it.
Yeah, 56 seconds left. You had Dram. Obviously they were getting her the ball, and really Sterling hadn't had too many opportunities in that. We were saying they want to push everybody up, but Haddonfield was still attacking. But Dram had 3 girls on her, separated, just got the kick off. Like I was saying, a lot of times people are just looking at the kick, and give credit to Brown. She followed it up and knocked it home.
Haddonfield and Sterling are no stranger to overtime. Yesterday, the boys went into overtime. In the first overtime period, Haddonfield was able to win. So if you are not familiar with overtime in South Jersey high school soccer, there are 2 10-minute overtime periods. If somebody scores in that either 10 minutes, the game is over. It's called the golden goal. If for some reason the game goes beyond that, we will go to the dreaded, nerve-wracking penalty kicks.
Yeah.
And I think Sterling would take that at this point with the way this game is gone. First of 2 10-minute overtime periods. If you score, you win and advance. Sterling now will go left to right. Haddonfield will go right to left. Want to give a shout-out to Coach McDonald. Holy cow, and a lot of other stuff. She's really enjoying this game as well. So shout-out to Coach McDonald. Just underway here. We're in overtime, tied at 1.
And Tad, to what you were saying, for most of that second half, Haddonfield controlled it, got all the scoring opportunities.
Here comes Montgomery Dram, goes to her right. Looked for a give and go, not there. Comes back, though, to Molly Kay. Goes to her left. Left-footed centering pass off Byrne. In front, just missing a charging forward. Pickup made by Bedessa.
And that was Brown again, who almost got that it was a shot/through ball by Byrne.
We're in our first overtime period, tied at 1. Here's a foot race. Look out here. Big collision there. Whistle stops play. And as Taylor Baker ran into Maddie Kauser, but if they don't run into each other, I think Kauser might have a breakaway.
Yeah, that's a good job of Baker just stepping up, doing what she had to do.
Avery Sinnis, free kick. If she puts it in, Haddonfield goes home winners. Here we go. Short, far side. Goes up the middle, straight up in the air. Sterling able to get a head on it first. Baker gets a head on it. Then Dram on a foot. Miss kick, near side of the field. Here comes Sinnis. Sinnis runs out of room. Back up to midfield. Kicked up by Nastasi. That may roll out of bounds. Good job. Now they say out of bounds. I thought Schultz might have a chance to bring that in. Under 8 minutes in the first overtime period. Middle of the field. Farina. Sterling Knight player down. Getting up late is Bates. Far side, Friedman, leading goal scorer. Friedman challenged in there by Hofacker. Friedman around the edge. Centering pass in there on the save, Maddie Sims.
Friedman just looking to get the ball on net. Had a little nifty move on that far side. Friedman, of course, the goal scorer, only goal scorer for Haddonfield.
7 minutes and some change. First overtime period. Every possession super important. Here's Montgomery Dram. 2 black shirts in the vicinity. Gets by one. Gets by another. Gets by her again. Right-footed shot deflected. Good job to kick it out by Anton, who's marked her the whole game. Nice move there. That was Friedman. She's tough as well. Friedman says, you got that? I'll take it right back at you, Montgomery. Nice play up the right side. Here's Schultz. Taylor Baker says, not in my house, and knocks it out of bounds. 6:32, first overtime period, tied at 1. Farina, the freshman, to throw it in. Coming straight back out. Schultz taps it in. Baker gets to it and goes down. Sterling looking to clear. Gleason drops it back. Exchanging kicks outside the 18. Baker gets a foot on it. Here's a dump and chase now. Haddonfield's going to get to this first. Goaltender way out. Got to be careful. It's a missed kick. It's chased out by Nastasi. Sterling almost got a major break there.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit of miscommunication there.
Here's Dram. She's tripped up. They say play on. And it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, again, one of those slide tackles, but I think that one was on the ball. A good no call there.
5.5 minutes to go. First regulation. We have no score. 1-1, I should say. No score, obviously, in this regulation. If somebody scores, the game is over. Sterling will do one sub. And Sterling to throw. Deep into the corner they go. Farina tries to get to it first. Sterling going to get to it. Look to center. Still loose, just outside the box. Now outside the box. Almost getting a foot on it was Kay. Picking it up is Kauser. Sterling showing some offensive life here. Out of bounds, Sterling throw. Under 5 minutes to go, first overtime. And that should roll out of bounds. Everybody get a chance to breathe here. With 4.5 minutes to play here in the first regulation, tied at 1. Phoebe Friedman got her 7th goal of the year, followed by a goal by Allison Brown with her 4th goal of the year with about 57 seconds remaining in regulation.
Yeah, where Haddonfield, again, really dominated that second half. This overtime, Haddonfield's had her chance, but it's been a little more balanced with Sterling having some attack time.
Look out, here comes Dram. Dram looking to do something with it. Can she get a shot off? Here's her shot. It is blocked. What a save by Olivia Bedessa, because that was heading in.
Yeah, that's the save of the day by Bedessa. Like we said, Tad, early on, especially throughout the second half, didn't get a lot of action. But, boy, did she come up big right there when her team needed it.
Corner kick coming up. Montgomery Dram to take the corner kick in overtime. 3:30 remaining. If Sterling can score, they would win the game. We're going to zoom this out and show you what's going on in front. So we'll go in front. Here we go. Line drive kick. In front, it just goes wide. They still kick at it and out of bounds. Taylor Baker took a head at it and just missed it.
Yeah, after the initial kick went off the goalie, went off Bedessa, was bouncing around in that dangerous area. Sterling just wasn't able to get a good foot on it.
3 minutes to go in the first overtime period. We're actually standing as we're announcing this one now. Montgomery Dram. Dram has to get by 4 players, takes a breath. 2 players chase with a third behind. She gets it off. Touch pass. Goes over to Kay. Chip it in front. Sterling trying to get a foot on it. It's deflected inside the box. Kicked out of bounds. Throw in Sterling. 2.5 to go. First overtime. In to throw it in. Who's going to throw it? They're going to send somebody from the other side of the fields coming in. This is Molly Hofacker to throw it in. 2:20 and counting. First overtime. Golden goal sends somebody home, and they advanced here. Inside, deflected high. Outside the box. Montgomery Dram. Dram, right-footed shot again. This one a little more attainable for Bedessa.
Yeah, from a little further out, didn't have the same amount on that one. And again, as you said, Tad, a little easier save, but Dram gets another opportunity.
Here she goes. Looks to pass ahead. Good interception by Farina. 1:30, first regular overtime here. Chasing it down, Cullinan. Cullinan will send it out of bounds. A chance for Haddonfield to put some pressure on. Farina looks to throw it in as we hit 1:20 to go in the first overtime period. Inside the box, danger zone here now for Sterling as this kicks out into some open area. Allison Brown, the goal scorer. Sent it to her left, all the way up, trying to get it up for Dram. Will it stay in bounds? Nope. Dram says nope. She stops. Under a minute to go, first overtime period.
Sterling did a good job right there. Right there you saw what's happened in this overtime period. A lot of times we're in that second half, Haddonfield had sustained attack time. They had it down there, got corner kicks. But there, Sterling got it up in the Haddonfield, or Haddonfield got it in the Sterling end. Sterling just got it right out and had it going the other way.
30 seconds remaining. First overtime, tied at 1. Touch passes here. Look to center, trying to get it to Brown. Takes a big hop. Caitlin Claiborne. Can she get to good defensive play there by Schultz? Here comes Kay. Drops it back. Chip pass up. 13 seconds remaining. First overtime. Good job to send that out. Well done. I believe that was Sinnis. Head ball by Rhoda. Final 5 seconds. First overtime. And I think we have all survived the first 10 minutes of overtime. 10 minutes of overtime in the books. What's on store is another 10 minutes of overtime. We'll return when action resumes. Tech Kazaniski, Kevin Schulz, cameraman Gavin Hunsinger on a beautiful day in Haddonfield that I'm sure we'll remember and talk about for a long time as we're heading for our second overtime period.
Well, not only did they have a 1-0 lead, but up until, you had a few sporadic opportunities with Dram, Haddonfield controlled that whole second half. And I, didn't see that coming, but kudos to Sterling for sticking with it and getting the goal to tie it. And then the overtime, though, I felt like that was a little more balanced. It wasn't all Haddonfield getting, sustained attack time. They had a little bit of attack time, but then would go back to Sterling. Sterling had the better offensive opportunities in that overtime period, and almost cashed in it enough on one of them if it wasn't for Badessa making a great save on Dram's shot from far out.
crowd with a nice round of applause as the Lady Knights take the field first, followed by Haddonfield. What a game. So what we're up for now is 10 minutes of overtime. If somebody scores, you win. If nobody scores, we're going to penalty kicks. And we went through this a couple times in the last couple years. The boys went through it last year, and it went to extra penalty kicks to beat West Deptford to take them to the South Jersey final.
And it's funny you said after that second half and we got into overtime that, geez, we would take a game going to penalty kicks. But I kind of shifted my thought process now with what Sterling's doing in getting the offensive opportunities. And I feel like if they continue to do what they did in that first overtime, they got a shot to win it in this overtime. I mean, they're definitely doing something different. I know they moved Claiborne into the offensive end. She seems to have an impact in there. And obviously we've said a lot about what Dram is able to do.
Oh, buckle yourself in. Here we go. 10 minutes of overtime. If you score, you win. Haddonfield takes possession first. Sent up by Farina. Good ball here. Good head ball to try and chase this up. This is Kauser. Kauser might get a shot. She's going to miss it a little bit wide. Pretty good play there. Second overtime period tied at 1. Taylor Baker, goal kick. Midfield. Down the side, trying to send this one up to Leckerman. Leckerman centering pass, gets through everyone, and the ball game is over. Haddonfield has won it in overtime, and I believe that was Sage Gleason. I'm not sure, but Haddonfield advances at the 9-minute mark in the second overtime period.
For Haddonfield, number 2, Sage Gleason, assisted by number 12, Maisie Leckerman.
Well, very similar to what Haddonfield did on their first goal in regulation. Leckerman was on the far side. Now she was on the near side. Had a defender on her, was able to get the centering pass. This time, it was Gleason finishing it off and getting Haddonfield
Final
the win
score,
and having Haddonfield advance.
2.
What a game. What a great game. Outstanding job. Mr. Schulz is going to try and get a post-game show together, so I'm going to talk here for a little bit. He's going to talk to whoever he can get up here. But what a great game. The goal scored by Sage Gleason, I do not have her with the goal on the season. So that may be her first goal of the season. So that's what I have unofficially on here. But as we are going to hang around here again, if you choose to hang around, we're going to try and get you that post-game show here in a moment. And Sterling has nothing to hang their heads about. What a great, great performance by Sterling into that one. Haddonfield just a little bit better as they win this game in overtime by a score of 2-1. So again, Mr. Schulz is making his way down on the field. He's going to grab some of the players of the game to come up here and talk to us. We'll have that in a little bit as the girls shake hands here. So for our Sterling fans, the Sterling season has ended. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I believe that is it for our sports here in the fall. Sterling will have basketball, wrestling, swimming that we'll be doing in the winter. But this is just about going to do it in fall. And what is a tremendous game and a win by Haddonfield in the second overtime period. Yesterday, Haddonfield boys won in the first overtime period. Today, Haddonfield girls win it in the second overtime period. Here comes some of the girls over. You see some of the girls coming over to celebrate with their fans from Haddonfield. They come over here. Number 10, Anton, you see there, she was the one that was marking Montgomery Dram most of the game. Some hugs being given out right underneath us here. This one we may have a couple more of the Haddonfield athletes here, but going to be the last game for some of the Sterling seniors. Of course, Montgomery Dram going to finish with 48 points, 21 goals on the year. Maddie Sims, the goalie, senior as well. Paige Harmon, a senior. Reagan Sheehan, a senior. Addison Myers, a senior. And that's how the rest of the seniors go. The other girls will be back. And just an outstanding game. In a minute or two, we're going to have Mr. Schulz with some of the girls from Haddonfield joining us. What a game, though. What a game. As Haddonfield now, the girls will go on to play. They were announced against West Deptford is coming up. I believe that game for them will be Wednesday. And you can see there's the Haddonfield girls having a good time over there. I don't know if we'll get another one. They're kind of doing a couple dances. We had the worm going on over there for a little bit. So, again, we're hanging around here with our live audience to talk to a couple of our players of the game. In a minute or two, Mr. Schulz has gotten a couple of them. We're going to talk to them in a minute or two. Great season, though, for Sterling. They're going to drop to 9-8-2. Haddonfield will go to 8-6-5. And anytime you go to overtime, it's a tough game and a tough loss either side. But Haddonfield able to come away with the win in a 2-1 game here. So waiting for Mr. Schulz. Going to be talking here. We'll give you that microphone there, right there, Mr. Schulz. As we're waiting here for the girls, I'll talk to you for a second here. What was your initial impression as you got to go down and talk to Coach in the field down there?
Yeah, well, I just talked to her real quick about bringing the girls up here. We're going to have her come up here. But, wow, as much as Sterling really balanced things out in that first overtime, I felt like that was almost a wake-up call for Haddonfield, and they really came out in that second overtime and did a lot of the things they did in the second half of the game where they really controlled everything, controlled the attack time, and had the ball in the Sterling end, had them on their heels, and just finished things off the way they got their first goal with going down the outside, getting a centering pass. You had the one-timer, and that was it, and they're moving on.
Did a great job there. Again, I mean, Sterling on their half, they gave everything they had. They emptied the tank.
And especially when you're playing a second half where you're back on your heels, you just didn't have any answer to getting the ball going the other way. A few chances by Montgomery Dram in that second half. But you didn't see it coming because Sterling was struggling to get the ball past midfield. But, again, with what Dram's able to do, create an opportunity, kick the ball in the net, and give all the credit in the world to Brown, following it up and getting the one to tie things up and send it into overtime. But, tough one for Sterling. But, you know how these games are in the playoffs, a play here or there, momentum swing here or there, and just like that, Haddonfield's moving on.
Now, we'll have to find out if you talk to Sage Gleason after the game. I believe that's her first goal of the season, Kevin. I really think that's her first. I'm looking at all the stats. I don't have her listed as one of a goal scorer this season. So as she comes up here, that'll have to be one of the things we'll try and find out.
Yeah, and it's ironic. We talked in the pregame about the two teams. Sterling obviously has a lot of their goals. Majority of the goals come from Montgomery Dram. Haddonfield's a little more balanced, and it really kind of played out that way. Obviously, you're saying Gleason getting the game winner. I think whenever they got back to their strategy of going up the far side, pulling some defenders out, and centering, that's when they got a lot of their opportunities, and that's how they scored the 2 goals. So
again, we're waiting here for the Haddonfield girls. We have a couple that are going to join us, possibly with their coach here for the post-game show. And we'll have that for you in a little bit here. I'll give you the paper here in a second, Kevin. Oh, Kevin's got it. There we go.
This roster went from the ground to my pocket. I was scrambling around back there. That was an exciting game, though.
Oh, man. Really well done.
Tough one, again, for Sterling to come up on the short end of. But, that's why you see a game like this and you understand why in the past few years, Group 2 has gone through the Colonial Conference.
Yes, it has.
With the talent teams. And, just a great day, a great battle. These teams had games where they tied the first to 1, and the other one was a 1-0 win for Haddonfield in the regular season, and it was definitely evenly matched, and just one team.
Kevin, can you do me a quick favor? Can you just make sure he doesn't?
Out on top.
Can you make sure that gentleman does not? I'm gonna knock your mic off. That he doesn't unplug us here in the middle of our post game. He's gonna. If he could just, if you let him know, we'll talk to a couple girls here. Want to thank the Haddonfield athletic staff, Lefty Banis, who does a great job here, helping us get our stuff together. And I want to thank him for getting that together. Wait another minute or two. We should have the girls up here. A couple of the girls from Haddonfield we can talk to. We'll have that coming up in a minute or two, as we mentioned. This will be our last broadcast for the fall here for our live audience on Sterling Channel 19. We're going to have Mr. Sterling in 2 Mondays. That's always a fun competition. So in 2 Mondays, we will have that for you. And then later in December, before we go for break, we usually have a wrestling match and some basketball games for you as well. That's what's coming up. Looks like we have a couple players coming up with the coach right now. So Kevin, we'll keep you over here in the shade to our left. Yeah, you just keep them in the shade down here. So anywhere in there, you're good. As long as we don't keep the sun in, we'll be able to see what they're doing. So we'll get them right here. And Kevin, if you go a little bit this way, Kevin, I think we're in a little better shape. Yep. Get the young ladies up here. And get the Kevin's mic back on.
We got Macy Leckerman. Okay. Where's it, Maisie? Maisie. Okay, Maisie Leckerman. Sage Gleason.
Kevin's getting ready. He's kind of orientate himself to who's who and who's what there here. And step on in, ladies. You can step right on in. All right, still waiting here as we'll get ready for the ladies. Step in. All right, Kevin, take it away.
Kevin Schultz back here with our stars of the game, and we're first going to talk to Maisie Leckerman, who was able to get the assist on the game winner. Talk about that play from your end.
I feel like it was just like it was really necessary that we needed to just get that edge over Sterling, and I saw Sage and crossed it, and she did her job and finished the ball, and it was a great ball from Phoebe to begin with. Yeah.
And it seemed like your strategy was to get up the outside and have a centering pass. Was that something coming into this game that you felt like was how you were going to attack Sterling?
Yeah. Our whole thing was that we just needed to spam the end line, get to the end line as many times as we could, and just everyone just needs to finish the balls.
Well, you did a great job of that and setting it up. And we'll next talk to Phoebe, who got the one that tied the game. You guys had, in that second half, really had a lot of attack time. Was there frustration with a lot of the opportunities you had and coming up short? Talk about what you guys were trying to do out there.
We were really trying to get the crosses from the end line, and it became a little frustrating. We were constantly doing it, and we could have hit them a lot of more times, but we all knew that it was going to come and that we could get it done as a team.
Walk us through that one that tied the game from your point.
I knew that Maisie she went down before, and I almost hit it again, and I knew that she could get it again, and I just made the same run, and I knew that I had to make it in, so I made sure I made the right run, and I just tapped it in.
You talk about the right runs. Is it about looking for maybe an area where you feel like there's going to be a little more space, or?
For me, it's more like making the right timing of the run, like hitting the ball head on, so I not too early or not too late, so it's just an easy tap right in.
Well, you were able to do that, and it created a lot of excitement. You got that first goal. Congratulations, and thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
And the hero of the Sage Gleason, wow. Walk us through the goal from your end. We talked to Maisie. She had it from her end. How did you see it?
I mean, the way Maisie's been playing all season, she always picks her head up and can find runners. So as soon as she picked her head up, like, I knew I was in a good spot, and I was just able to finish it because of her great ball. So.
Now, did you feel like you had people on you, or did you feel like could you see it coming? You feel like you were going to be in an open spot?
I was definitely in an open spot. I mean, I felt like there was no one like directly in front of me, which is how it went in so easy. But there was people behind me, but it wasn't really affecting me.
Well, talk about just playing in a game like this with your rival Sterling, a team that you see all the time. This is the third time you've played them this year. Just how does it feel? Your just initial gut feeling of coming up out on top in a game like this?
It feels really good, especially because last year it was also a really tight game in the finals when we went to PKs. And every time we come out to play them, we know it's going to be a tough game. They always come out strong. So it's just we always know we have to come out and max our energy, and it's just a rivalry.
Well, in a game of a lot of momentum swings back and forth, you girls really thought. Girls, thanks for coming on with us, and best of luck as you move on.
Thank you.
Thank you, and go Dogs.
And we're going to talk to Coach. Coach coming in here.
Question for you. West Effort's asking you.
And back here with Coach. Boy, wow. What a game. And talk us about just your general feelings about what your team was able to do today.
Yeah, what a game is right. It was such an exciting game. We've had challenges scoring pretty much all season. And we've really just been trying to like hone in on team culture. Like, are we going to have the resilience to fight? Are we going to trust each other? Are we going to give that last effort in the last minute of the game? And they really showed up. So I'm super proud of them.
And what was your message? We felt like in the second half, you guys attacked and really controlled the time of attacking, but came up short. What was your message? Just to stick with what we're doing, and it's going to come through?
Yeah, that's been our message. We've found a ton of success. We knew that they had a deep sweeper, so trying to change anything tactically really wasn't going to work, and we were being really successful actually in the first half of the game. So really it was building some confidence in the girls that what we're doing is working. It's just that final shot, that final pass, whatever it is to execute, but don't lose what's working, and that we ultimately trust them to make decisions to execute. So I think that was our whole thing in the second half, but also to just continue to raise intensity. We did a good job coming out strong, and we've had a hard time throughout the season being consistent from half to half. So really that was the messaging going into the second half.
Talk about that. And that second half felt like you had the attack time. And Sterling in the first overtime kind of bounced things out. But then you guys in that second overtime really went at it. What did you say to the girls after that first overtime?
Yeah, so we did talk about, like, it's understandable for some of the wind in our sails to come out a little bit after we get scored on so late at the end of regulation. However, so first half it was kind of like, let's get back in the groove of what we need to do. But second half it was like, you guys, let's go. We've worked so hard to get to this point, and our preference is not to go to PKs, even though we can absolutely do that. So really it was give us that final push. Whatever it is that you got, let's give it all until the game ends, until the last whistle. So that was our messaging.
And one final thing I'll ask you. You've got a lot of younger players. We have some younger players on here in the postgame show. Have you seen them grow in the way of handling adversity? And was that a big thing of what ultimately happened today?
Absolutely. What we're seeing is our younger players. So our older players kind of know. They were here last season. Most of them, even the younger players that you interview, were here last season. So they understand adversity. However, what we've really seen is our younger players grow even into positions of leadership to hold everybody accountable to, you guys, we've got this. We've got the players, we've got the talent, we've got the skills, let's just push through. So that's been really cool as a coach to watch those guys, because some of them are going to be our rising captains in years to come. Just really take on that mantle and just say, hey, you guys, I'm going to put the team on my back and let's go. And you guys come with me. So that's been really cool to watch.
Sounds like Good message from you, Coach. Great job, and congrats on the win, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
So that'll do it. Just a great job by Haddonfield coming away with a hard-fought win. We had the stars of the game here, a few younger players who've really come on this year, and obviously were a big part of what they were